Hello, so it's the first week again for the Russian Premier League returning, and this particular match focusing on Sochi and Rostov. Sochi destroying Rostov 10-1, but big moment was having the first side quarantined because they had 6 players that had the virus, so they had to get their second division sides, which is just filled with a whole bunch of teenagers between the age of 16 and 19. Maxim Stakivtsov, the youngest, and Nikita Kolotvitsky was the oldest player in their squad. So you would expect them to lose quite comfortably, and there was a decision to decide whether or not the match should be postponed or not, but ultimately it came down to Sochi, who declined it, because why wouldn't you when you have a really huge opportunity to win the match against inexperienced, lower weighted side. Amazingly though, Rostov actually managed to score first in this match. It was 1-0 in the very first minute. It had Mostovoy scoring 5 minutes later to equalise for Sochi. Koguin managed to get a hat-trick in the match. Sabo Lotti got a couple. Novin Selsev scored one. Paul Oz managed to score a couple, and Kodlanov managed to get on the score sheet too. It was 4-1 at half time. They dominated everything apart the game. 35-2 on the shots, 21-1 on target, and 80% possession as well too. Rostov ended up making 15 saves, so it could have been a lot worse indeed. Previously, Rostov managed to defeat Sochi 2-0 last season, and they are in 4th place there, just 3 points behind Lokomotiv Krasnodar for a Champions League spot. So this particular match and upcoming match that they got, I assume they'll be still in quarantine, because usually it's a 2-week process there to make sure you're recovered from the virus. As a minimum, with so many players having it and not postponing these matches, as it's just the start of the Russian Premier League, is a big failure on the league's part, and it shouldn't be up to Sochi to decide whether or not the match should be played. It should be just the common sense approach, where it should be relatively even enough, having first team players against first team players, instead of just being full into a wide open spot to have reserve players when need be in certain situations, because otherwise you might as well just end the season where the teams are standing at the moment, instead of having them jolted around in unjust, unfair positions, because it's not necessarily always the players' fault that get the virus if they've been following the rules. Could be just asymptomatic, bad timing type of things there as well too. That's my opinions on it. Feel free to get involved. Do you think this match should have been postponed? Do you think that they're right to just get on with things and get these matches played, and, you know, a bit of a luck basis there? If you're good on the day, turn up, get the job done. But yeah, otherwise Rostov could be in for a very hard time to end off the season in the Russian Premier League. So hopefully you enjoyed this type of video there. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you in some of my other videos. Cheers.